It's honestly like it's not the worst, but there's just so many things about it where it's like there's so many things about that actually like did work for me. And then, but there are a lot of things where it's just like, fuck, man, I don't know what the hell they were thinking.
Welcome to History of Popcorn Reviews. We're reviewing Coming to America, the 2021 release.
Coming to America.
Coming to America stars the African monarch Akeem, who learns that he has a long-lost son in the United States and must return to America and meet the unexpected heir and build a relationship with his son. Eddie Murphy returns. Arsenio Hall returns. James Earl Jones returns.
Yeah, James Earl Jones, the wife, she returns too, and there's a lot of people that return, and it's fine. I mean, like it's not even just the actors that return. We get the characters, like we get like the barbershop people. We get
we get like all five Eddie Murphys. Eddie Murphys.
We have Randy Watson's Sexual Chocolate. I was actually pretty excited for this, only because Craig Brewer was directing, and the last movie that he did was Dolomite Is My Name. Dolomite Is My Name was like that because Eddie Murphy hadn't been in a movie for a long time. But yeah, so Coming to America is Eddie Murphy's back as instead of Prince Akeem, he's King Akeem, and he is trying to find his next heir. And for some reason, he does not. He has three daughters, three competent daughters that can kick his ass, that stand their own ground. And he decides, oh no, I need to have a son do this. Or his dad's convincing that he needs to have a son that does this. And turns out he does have a son, and he doesn't remember though how he got this son, which is the first very problematic thing that I just could not believe that they did, but. We'll get into that. He finds out he does have a son, and the mom is Leslie Jones. The son, he was in a Sorry to Bother You too, which like he was really funny in that.
Yeah, but, his name is Jermaine Fowler.
Which I don't think that he was bad in the movie. I think his character was awful, but
I like him. First time I saw that actor, Jermaine Fowler, he was in a show called Crashing, Pete Holmes' show, the stand-up.
Yes.
I like that show. I like. So I was like, oh, okay, I have seen him. I like him.
Eddie Murphy, Akeem, and Arsenio Hall, they go back to Queens just to get this kid, and then they go back to Zamunda, which is the first Wakanda. Actually, the costume designer of this movie too was the same person that did Black Panther.
Yeah, that's a good choice. I mean, that makes sense. One of my teachers at the Los Angeles Film School was a production. He wasn't the designer. He like worked under the production designer and the first one for Coming to America. And he was my production design teacher. It was really cool to hear some stories about him and how dedicated they were to creating this image, this original image of this country that doesn't exist.
Well, honestly, that's the best part. That's like the main thing about Coming to America that's really, really good is the costumes. The costumes are fucking amazing. Holy shit.
It's roots. Coming to America, the roots are good because it's coming to America. That's going to get really hard. Coming to America.
It's so stupid. Like that's like the first thing. It's like, why in the hell did you call it that? I honestly thought it should have been called Coming to Zamunda. Did you know, do you know the budget for this movie? Did you know like how much Amazon spent for this film?
To release it?
Yeah. Guess how much they spent for this.
I'm not good with budgets. Was it like Avengers? Is it like Avengers level?
Pretty much.
Wow.
It's $125 million.
I can tell you that money went to the music performances.
The music, the cast, the costumes. Like that's and the sets, like, I mean, like they did spend a lot of money on this, but I think the pandemic is the best thing that could have happened to this movie. Because if this movie was released without the pandemic, oh my God, this thing would have fucking bombed so hard. No one would have went to go see this. This isn't one of those, it's not like Bill and Ted Face the Music where you can watch it and you don't need to really know about the other movies. It references the other movies, but you can actually watch Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Yeah, because the concept is still there, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a solid film and you don't need to know about the other stuff. Knowing about like the references and shit, it does help, but the movie doesn't shove it down your face, Bill and Ted, where you're like, oh, I don't understand what's going on here.
Mhm.
Like you understand what's happening. You're still entertained. Because I watched it with two of my friends who had never seen the first two Bill and Ted's, and they were just as entertained.
Yeah.
But this movie, on the other hand, you have to see Coming to America in order to get anything that's happening. The first Coming to America. The first thing I messaged Elijah while I was watching it.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't believe that they did this. First off, the de-aging that they do actually isn't that bad.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of de-aging.
I watched it with someone and they're like, how did they do that? And I was like, that's actually, that's de-aging.
It wasn't until they were in Leslie Jones's apartment and you see Eddie Murphy's face where I was like, okay, that's the de-age I'm used to, where it just looks funky, looks weird. So how Akeem manages to get this kid, is because Arsenio Hall convinced Leslie Jones and another character that she's with, that never comes back, that they're not even convinced. Like, just says like, "Oh, we're princes," and or we're
during that whole from the whole first movie where they're just doing that whole dating montage of them trying to find someone in nightclubs and stuff.
And Leslie Jones fucking drugs. She drugs Eddie Murphy. Like, okay, I shouldn't say it like that because it's not. He doesn't remember, and he even says like it is kind of funny how he says like she offered a ceremonial thing like, and so she smokes this joint and she blows into his mouth, and then he's like, and then this rhinoceros came in. Like, it's funny if it was in the 80s, you know.
Which it kind of was.
No, totally.
It happened in the 80s. I think it's intention too, though. I don't think Leslie Jones's character's intention was to be like, forget this night.
Right. No, totally.
But it is weird.
Nobody's talking about this. Of all the reviews I've read about this movie, not only is it problematic, it's like there's so many different ways you could have gone about this. Many different ways.
I agree that it was a weak choice of being the main point of the movie. Like, that's the main reason that this movie's happening, is that flashback scene. That's the main reason, and I didn't like it.
Because also it's just so stupid too. If it was just on his own merit, where he did just get like he got fucked up and then he did sleep with this girl and maybe he didn't remember, whatever, that's fine. But the way that's broken down, and then how he attacks Arsenio Hall, it's just weird, and it's like, what? This isn't funny anymore. This is
clear violation when it happens too, but then they look past it as comedy.
They look past it immediately. What the fuck? What century are we in right now? Are we not in this new millennia where this is just wrong and this isn't funny?
Yeah, there's a delicacy to these franchises and these things. There's delicacy to it, and I agree. Moments like that where they're not necessary.
The movie in general is just not funny.
Yeah, there's like moments that I'd like felt with the son, and like the whole scene where the son is being told of basically what happened in the first one, and then having the recap, and then it's like a flashback. I'm like, I'm supposed to be feeling something. This is supposed to be the emotional climax of our new protagonist of Eddie Murphy's son, and it's like he's like, this is what your father did, and he realized it was more than just about finding royalty. And that whole scene I didn't feel any connection to, because I didn't feel connection to the son storyline at all. It's because there's too many people to care about.
There was way too many characters in this. In my room, I kept on screaming, blood test. Are we never going to do a fucking blood test to see if this is actually your kid? We're just
that would raise the stakes.
It would. That's what I thought when I saw the trailer. Like, seeing how Leslie Jones is and like how this kid was, at least in the trailers, it was like, all right, this is clear. These people are
hustling them.
They're hustling them. And that would have been more interesting, honestly. I mean, like, it would have been.
That's how it starts. They really warm up to the house quick. And I'm like, I don't like the development of this. I thought he would be a little more skeptical, but no. I don't like Leslie Jones from the get-go. I'm going to say that. That was bad casting. When they replaced her with Tracy Morgan coming in for some strange quick arc, he comes in later out of nowhere and just like, I'm actually the one who raised him, and I'm the one who knows him. And it's like, they should have had Tracy Morgan be the Leslie Jones character from the get-go. If they were going to do that, like, they introduced him way too late to being the like, he's like, I want to be like Tracy Morgan's character, the Akeem's son, because he was raised by him and he knows who he is. And it's like, they should have kept that. Why is Leslie Jones in this movie? I don't like Leslie Jones. I don't like Leslie Jones. I'm sorry. I don't like Leslie Jones.
I have to 100% agree with you.
Yeah, the Leslie Jones, she mistakes jokes for how loud she's saying something.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that when I saw her at, there was this comedy festival I went to in San Francisco where there's like sound stages and there's a bunch of sets everywhere. Leslie Jones was one of them. And I didn't go to her set, but I could hear her set. She was just screaming and complaining. And I'm just like, that doesn't sound like an enjoyable performance or not one I would want to go to. Because she's just, she was really loud. It was an outdoor stage. And I was like, wow, I can hear her from here.
Because the story is like another hardcore con. It's just all over the place. Like the first Coming to America was very simple. Akeem was he does not want to just be the selfish prince. He wants to, and he doesn't want to just be forced into marriage. That's why he goes to America to find the love of his life, and he does. And that's it. It's like, and it's just cultures clashing with each other. That's literally the first Coming to America. Very simple.
Yeah. This
one is like, oh, it's doing the same thing, but it's in reverse. But also, there's this other leader that wants him to marry his daughter, and there's also the Tracy Morgan character. There's also the daughters. There's also the mom. There's also this, that, and this. Like, it's so convoluted. It's like it's overly convoluted to the point where it's like once the movie ended, I was like, what the fuck did I just watch? What is happening?
It's the same writers as the first one. It's the same 3 writers, and then they added Kenyon Barris to the cast, to the writing team. I think he was the one who made it relevant. He was the one who talked about. He was probably the one who included the talks of like my favorite movies, Beauty Shop, even though it's not technically a barber shop movie. I get what they were trying to say with that. It's like everyone has their own movie. And like anyone can take something from something that's already big, like that sort of thing. I got that. There's a lot of characters that you that you have to care about, that they're making you care about. And it's, if they're making a sequel, I don't know what they could have done. Like,
okay, so I know I'm like talking a lot of shit, but I mean, like I honestly do think there are some good moments in this. And there are moments where it did feel like it could have done what Bill and Ted Face Music did, and I'm going to continue to compare this movie to that because
it's generational like that.
It's generational, and they both came out at the same exact time. It manages to put a nice bow on this entire franchise. And Coming to America tried to do that, but it just failed. Like by the time it went to the ending, I was like, damn, yeah, no, I love seeing Randy Watson and the way they sing, "We are family." Yeah, I got sexual chocolate in me. I was laughing. That makeup in the first movie, when he's Randy Watson, you cannot tell. That shit is seamless. This makeup though that they did for this one, oh my god, it looked like fucking Norbit, man. It was just so, yeah. It looks like where you can just totally tell, okay, yeah, that's Eddie Murphy. That's okay. Best part about the movie though are the barbershop. The barbershop people will always get me. Well, no, see, that's the best part.
Because he plays a lot of characters, Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, that's the best part about the first Coming to America is that those characters are so seamless and so relatable too, where you can be like, I've seen this before. Like I know who these people are.
Wesley Snipes is so good in this movie.
Dude, no, he brings the proper amount of energy. Like I said, like there are moments. Overall, I think that it looks like it's one of those movies where the actors had fun. You can tell everybody had fun on set, but everyone forgot to include the audience. You know,
if Phil Lord and Christopher Miller did Coming to America, let me just tell you, Coming to America was enough for me, because Coming to America was a huge commentary on the aggression of America during that time, which is still pretty prevalent right now in America. And that's what's something.
And they didn't talk about that once.
Yeah, Coming to America could have done something like that. But like you said, it should have been called Coming to Zamunda. I can't even say they played it safe. They didn't play it safe.
No, I mean, like the thing that was like the one thing that I was kind of worried about was that
because you can tell when movies play it safe, and you get it. Like Force Awakens of Star Wars, they played it safe. You're like, but you enjoy it, but you're like, yeah, they played it safe. You're not going to get much out of it. But this is a different kind of sequel.
The things that they're trying to do with the new audience, like especially with the daughters, The daughters have nothing to
They
fucking do.
failed. They failed. So many.
And they're trying to like
potential storylines. What would you rate this movie out of 5?
Out of 5, I would rate it 2.5. 2.5 out of 5. Because there are some moments that did make me laugh. And I think that if you loved the first Coming to America, there is honestly there's enough here.
You'll make it through this one if you like the first one.
Exactly. Eddie Murphy really did just let the other actors shine, and that is kind of cool. But also it's like, dude, I want to see you be you again.
I would have to give it 2.6. It's not, I'm a casual fan of Coming to America. So I didn't get too much out of this. I got enough out of it to make me recognize Eddie Murphy still. I'm not expecting more out of Jermaine Fowler out of this. I don't like Leslie Jones. Tracy Morgan was the same. He held it. It was cool to see Arsenio, but I don't need to watch it.
If anything, watch this movie watch the movie for Wesley Snipes.
Watch this movie for Wesley Snipes. If you like the first one, you will enjoy bits of this one. It's not better than the first, in my opinion.
And the costumes are great.
Yes.
It's great.
The things you like about the first one will appear in the second one, but it is not
nearly as good.
Not nearly as good. Eddie Murphy revealed that there is an idea for a third movie. There's an idea I have, but if it doesn't happen for another 16 years, he said. I have to be 75 to do it and not make up 75. Really 75. Well, thank you for checking out a review of Coming to America. You've heard our opinions. Coming to America. You've heard our opinions. Let us know what you think. Did you like it? Did you get through it? What was your favorite parts? What should Eddie Murphy do next?
Yeah, what's your favorite Eddie Murphy movie?
I'm going to be honest. I haven't seen much dirty.
You haven't seen a lot of Dirty Murphy? Yes.
Like there's Angry Sandler, which is early Sandler. Well, I'm like a daddy daycare Eddie Murphy fan. Like I literally am. That is the generation I grew up.
What he needs to do is he needs to do something like I guess like Coming to America, where he's just in the sidelines. I mean, like not like that, but like just
he needs to find the next voices that he approves of, and I feel like that didn't happen with this. I feel like this was just like it wasn't that type of movie where they actually thought about passing the mantle to someone who could live up to Eddie Murphy's potential. They were still just like, this is an Eddie Murphy movie. They didn't think of passing the torch at all. If they did, it's unfortunate. Yeah, it's unfortunate that they chose that actor. Nothing against Jermaine Fowler. It's how they wrote the character and the story of his character. It's nothing on Jermaine.
Exactly. Oh, man, yeah.
Good reviews. Good reviews.
America, Jesus. Director, how many cameos do you want? Eddie Murphy. Yes.